ayindimuntu enzeni nam ndenziwe zimeko ezo zibangele into yokuba ndibe kule ndawo ndikuyo. Guys, there's one thing that seemed to bother us all, those who care. I kept on asking myself of how did we get where we are today? And trying to understand, there is this thing that I always think it will be correct to do or to go about. This thing where someone, comes out, and talk about something that is happening, to a certain department. And that person, with the information that they give those who are in authority to investigate and to bring about understanding of what is happening, in this specific department. So now I worry of how everything, ends up to be where we are today. There are certain things that we must try to balance, here and there. For instance, this case where we are now faced with, one thing where we find ourselves having two commissions. There is this Hoc Committee and there's this Madlanga Commission. And you ask yourself, how did we get, or how everything, I understand the 6th July thing, where one of the biggest police officer, who came out and spoke about deepest things that even to this day, as South Africans, we are so shocked that really, 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 in this beautiful country, there are so much deepest things that are happening within, within. So you ask yourself, how did we get to this place? Now, I've been trying to, sum up everything and put them in one package, but it's so tough, guys. So one person that came in mind was Babita, and I was like, okay, is she the person, who opened up everything, or what really happened? So as far as evidence goes, it looks like she is the one who opened up everything, because in 2021, August, around, that was the 23rd August, 2021, she went to drop her child, to school. And the sad part is that the child, knew that later on her mom will come and pick her up from school. So as it is, even to the mother, surely she kissed her goodbye and said cited words that I will see you later, baby girl. Enjoy your day and have all in good place. Guys, now I'm trying to dig deeper in this because, first of all, I knew nothing about this lovely person, and for what she did such, you know, a bravery thing, you know. So to go about checking who she is or who she was, you know, and that okay, she was, you know, she was someone who was working in this, you know, she was a CFO, you know, she was acting there as a CFO. Now, as she was acting in this Department of Health of Gauteng, provincial CFO, you know, she came across things. You know, sometimes when you put a good person to a place where there have been so much of things that were happening, illegal stuff that were taking place, you put that person, that good person, in such a place, and that person come across, you know, with these things, and then boom, so much explodes. Now the question that comes to everyone is that we did the right thing to put her there. Those who always enjoy, you know, who enjoy these, you know, illegal stuff, they ask themselves those questions that did we did the right thing to put her there? Because what happened was that she managed to see so much, and she managed to reveal so much, you know, and she brought these things to the attention of the special is it SIU? Yeah. So she managed to bring this into the attention of this investigative unit. Right. And she did. You know, she will blow about so much of things. Guys, you know, we keep on asking our government, where are these monies? Every time when there is a budget speech, you hear about big monies, you know, that are going to be spent to certain departments, and we're like, wow, we're happy at least, but not knowing of things, the deeper things that are happening within those departments. Now you come across with certain things like, hey, what's going on? Why is this not going the way it's supposed to be going? It's because of there is so much looters. There is so much looters in these departments. And they don't loot small, they loot big. Not that they would be doing the right thing by looting small either. But what I'm trying to bring forth is that they don't care about anyone. They only care about themselves and their families. Right, here it goes. So Babita, you know, reported about this to SIU, you know. So investigation started to ensue, or it started to, you know, it started, and then as the investigation went, you know, so much was revealed. So much was revealed. It comes to the point of saying, you know, monies that were looted within that department. The specific place or this, you know, hospital that was looted most, you know, was Tembisa Hospital, you know, where she discovered, you know, this COVID PPE, expenditure of 30, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's 331 million. That is 331 million, that was looted in that specific time. Those are things that she was bringing forth, and there is a lot that was looted, you know. But she noticed this one. This one brought her attention. Remember, that was COVID time, guys. That was COVID time, and most people did so much of corruption that time, and they looted a lot that time because they thought that the world is going to the end. That was not, because God was, was there. God was there, and God said, "These things are things that will happen, you know, but it won't be by the knowledge of me and you to know that it's the end of the world." It was not the end of the world, and yet people looted so much to the extent that they brought things like PPE. One hospital would spend so much, 331 million rand, you know, in stuff that, oh, come on, guys, come on, come on. And for that, who will wear a skinny jean, who will wear a skinny jean? How many people or nurses that you know or doctors that you know that will wear a skinny jean there in that hospital? Very few. Yes, they will, some, but a tender of skinny jeans, come on, will cost 331 million in that period of time. COVID started around 2020, you know, the heaviest wave there around 2020, 2021, we are getting that a little bit of relief, you know, because of there were things called vaccination or vaccinate then whatsoever, but there were things in place. You know, let's come on board, guys. Our country is very rich. Our country is very, very rich. And if we can put right minds in those places, like a mind, a right person like Papita, you know, we place her there. She managed to reveal so much. Another thing, as I'm trying to understand of what really happened there, I'm trying to understand what brought us here. What brought us here? Right. Now that this, you know, kind-hearted person was killed because this person was revealing the truth that what is going on within this Department of Health. So much of irregular that is happening here. There's so much of things that are happening here. And she proposed that there should be investigation, because this is not something that can be just ignored. And again, as the investigators, now that they receive so much of information, knowing that this person is a key witness in this case, was let loose, not protected, you know. Mind you, within these departments, there are people who work close with these people. There are people who work close with these people. She was not protected. And again, another innocent person died, you know, being his, you know, image being a mistaken person or this misidentification or whatsoever. This person was misidentified, and then something happened because one of you know colleague you know noticed something, some irregular that was happening within that department, where Transnet was buying stuff or given a tender you know to this company, and then this company was busy buying stuff of 3 rand 50, for instance, and then sell that thing of 3 rand 50, you know each. It's 3 rand 50 each, and then would sell that thing for 152, that small thing of 3 rand 50, and then sell that thing with price value of 152 rand. So if you are supplying Transnet with 18,000 springs or 8,000 springs, and each spring cost 3 rand 50 from the main supplier to you, you are just charged 3 rand 50. You receive this, and then now you have to supply this to Transnet, and per spring you charge 152 rand, 152 rand. So how much of money is that you are receiving from each bulk that you send every month? So one of the person, alerted some authorities about this, and then some investigation was done, and then this specific company was asked to bring certain certificates, and they could not produce those certificates. And then the investigating officer within that department kept on asking, hey, you must bring these documents, are important for this to go on, for this tender to go on. Nothing was produced up until they tried to track they tried to track the whistleblower within that company. They managed to find this person, but now there was this misidentification that took place during the course of their own investigation. When they spotted this misidentified person, then they executed him. Now you ask yourself, what's going on here. Remember, Mr. Swart was not a whistleblower. He was just sitting outside of the premises of his workplace in his car, you know, and then he was assassinated there. He had nothing, he knew nothing about whatsoever that was going on within the company that he was working for. That there is someone who spoke out about certain things. That happened. Boom! Nothing, 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 nothing will ever be right when people who see things and then they come out and speak about those things and they give proper details about those things. And this one was killed knowing nothing about whatsoever. And again, when things are revealed, no one likes the truth, and no one likes the truth. Things are being revealed, no one wants the truth to be out there. Let's drive forward. You know, when these things come out, they come out and play. And as they play, you know, you get to see so many sicknesses popping out. This one happened in 2024, you know, where Swart was killed outside the premises of his workplace, sitting in his car. That one was a clear hit that they wanted to make sure that the person doesn't make time. How do you shoot someone 23 times and that person survive those bullets? There is no way. So he was killed. As he was killed, fortunately, now of God's grace, those perpetrators were found, you know. So there is ongoing case, and there is so much that was spoken about, you know, in media, in Madlanga Commission, how they went about getting these suspects, you know. Remember, those people, we cannot point them as this, point them as that, but at the very same time, they know what they did. Again, so much was revealed, you know, so much was revealed in that case, you know, so much was revealed. Again, we ask ourselves, how did we get where we are today? How did we get where we are today? You know, right. Before this 6th July thing, now you ask yourself, so much of things that, you know, has been revealed, but we want to dig deeper now. Let's say if PKTT was not disbanded, was there gonna be still 6th July? We don't know. Maybe, but we don't know. Yes, that was revealed, and so much of things were revealed in that day of the briefing, you know, press briefing. So much was revealed. But I keep on asking myself if that day did not happen, do you think we would be where we are today? I don't know, and I don't think so. If it was for my to say. We move. Now, we spoke about how everything went about Babita. We spoke about Ahmad Swat, how he was misidentified with someone who was a whistleblower. You know, we call it a misprint, but yeah, something happened to him, which was so brutal to say. And thank God that at least there were some leads where people who were involved were apprehended. And hopefully the case will go on to the point where, you know, his family, his loved ones will be able to get the truth of everything. Like I said, the case is still in court. Moving or marching forward, we go to this place where, you know, another thing happened where, because you keep on asking, or I kept on asking myself, how did this guy so big, Vusemuzi, Kek Matlala, you know, how he got to be where he is in prison today? Ask myself that. Then through media told us so many things, and so much of things, what documented, or broadcast. Yes, he is alleged to be someone who ordered a hit, on his ex-girlfriend. Uh, it's an actress, you know, uh, is it Toby Jane? Toby Jane, something of Deboho Toby Jane. Yes, it's not like something that it's out there. The media, it's out there, you know. So, and arrested for that, and for other, you know, charges. They are also out there, in the media. So he is alleged to be someone who conspired to commit murder, and yes, he was charged of attempted murder, and other charges were put to him. Excuse me, money laundering, and what is this? Uh, Unlicensed firearm, to be in possession of unlicensed firearm, and all of those. There are so many charges that were put to him, you know, and he was also denied bail. And the reason that was put or placed was that he is a flight risk. You've got lots of documents, which at some of those documents are fake IDs, fake passport, and it's out there on media, guys. It's not something that I know it myself. I also went to look, because it's quite interesting to know about what's going on, in your country, why these people are so seem to be famous, because their cases are being broadcast, their cases are all over, social media. So I asked myself, and then I try to, check here, check there, to balance the probabilities of my own understanding of what's going on in this country of ours. So, right, I went on checking these things, and then I was told that, you know, we have like offshore banks, you know, and assets, offshore assets. Yes, I was told that, by media. You Google these things nowadays. You Google these guys; they are famous to the point that is it weekly, is it Wikipedia or whatever it is, but their stuff now are put there. You check, uh, you Google for see, and then you get some details of whatsoever. Even his convictions are there, you know. So it's one of those things, guys. It's one of those things that brought my attention to. I like to check things. I like to investigate things that seems to be, you know, do my play, here and there check. You know. I grew up like that. If I watch a movie and I see a character that's or this person that is acting this specific character, what I would do later when that person, would leave my mind like, hey, I'm thinking about this person, wow, I want to know more about this person. Then I will go and Google about that person and find out details. Oh, who's this person? Oh, okay. That's what I also did. Make a little bit of research about certain individuals, more especially those who are implicated in these big cases. Right. Now the man is in jail, you know, and I check a little bit of things about the person on Google and find out, oh, okay, who's this Fosi Mozi Ket Mashallah that everyone is speaking about, you know. Then I managed to find a little bit things about the person. And all of those persons that were mentioned there, I tried to find a little bit of them through social media, through Google, because for me, I like to feed you know, my brains with something, you know. Okay. Right. From there, now we spoke about a little bit of, we see, how did he got to be where he is now. And him being there, and also there are certain things that were revealed uh, through Madlanga Commission, through other commission, and we went through a little bit of things, that were said there, spoken things, you know, and there, that's where we managed to find that, okay, this and that is happening, right? So we dig deeper about these things. All right, we move on. Now we know what brought him there. And when he was arrested, you know, we heard about certain details or certain things that were found in his phone through um, witness B and C, you know. Um, they detailize certain things, you know, and that when they dig deeper, they dug deeper in this cell phone thing or phone thing, and they found that, oh, okay, certain payments were done to certain people, and certain things were said to certain people. So it's big, guys. We know of how you know Minister of Police is implicated in this. Minister, what is this? one of these Northwest businessmen, Brian Brown Mohosi or Mohoti or something. We heard about his testimony too. So he was also implicated, or one of the persons that were linked to Vusi Ket Mashallah. And there is a lot, guys. And that there is a relationship between, or there are things between this guy, Vusi Ket Mashallah, and Katlis or Achlis or something. Uh, what's his name? Hussein Mo. What's his name? But okay, we will get there. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. So there is so much of things, and there is this word that is out there that there is a big five and all this and all that. Right. We march forward, guys, with trying to understand how we got to be where we are today as a country. Now, BKTT was then disbanded, and they spoke of 121 dockets, and everyone is asking, where are those dockets? Who is implicated, who is this, who is that? And mind you guys that when the suspects of Ahmad Swad's killing, when they were arrested, they were found to be in possession, allegedly to be they were found to be in possession of a firearm that was used in killing Mr. Swat, and then cell phones that were found in their possession. There are certain details that they seem to speak of. Right, moving forth, we ask, hey, what's going on in our country? Why these people seem to be this famous? No, guys, when we try to dig deeper and try to see what's going on in this country, in this beautiful country, we notice that there is so much of looting that is taking place even right now. Is taking place even right now, because there is no way that after everything that was like disclosed, and then whosoever that is having a piece of cake somewhere started to throw it out there, out of the window. No. There is no way. There's still people who are still enjoying those illegal fruits, you know. So marching forward to this one thing, this last one thing, how did we get to witness D? I think I'm gonna park it there, and then I'm gonna speak about it another time, where witness D and how or whatsoever. I'm gonna park it there because this one is still fresh, and it's quite concerning of how it happened. And I pray that those who are involved, in his killing, let them be found. Even the masterminds, because there are so many people who are trying to protect things. Let those people be known, who are they, and be found, alive or not, but let them be found. And the masterminds, let them be found, and yeah, we'll park it there, then we'll go for part 2 of this. because we have to investigate. We have to investigate, take pieces from this piece of media and that piece of media, and go to Google, put together and try to balance and see if what way or this one, or try to balance and check if there is a truth that is being said here. We'll park it here and we'll go for part two. Part two will come soon. Guys, stay well in this festive. I wish you all great success and be safe out there. Wherever you go or wherever you will be, enjoy. And remember, life we live it once. So let's enjoy it to the fullest. There would be no other person, will bring light again like you are bringing light. Enjoy, guys. Ayindima undenzeni nami ndenzwe imeko ezezibakeleni lokwanibeni bakule ndawo. This piece or this part will be continued. I thank you. Subscribe.